I help home care companies build better businesses, and in this video I'm going to tell you the biggest mistake I made when I had my home care business, because I'm not just a coach who helps care providers and has never been involved in the business you're in. I've had a business that run successfully for 18 years, and during that 18 years it was a roller coaster. It was not all good. In fact, there was probably more bad times than good times, certainly at the early part of the business. I went into it full of enthusiasm. I couldn't wait to start with the company. I bought it. It was an existing company that was doing really badly, and I bought it to try and turn it around. And on the first day of being in that company, wanting to answer the phone, wanting to get involved, the first call I had was, someone's stolen my rings and it's your care worker. That was the very first call I picked up when I went into home care. Talk about a baptism of fire, because before home care, I was in property. I was a property developer. I had no idea about the home care sector. I went into home care because in 2008, when the world economy crashed, I kind of saw it as a bit of a cockroach business, a business that would be hard to destroy, because if you need care, you need care. It doesn't matter what the interest rates are, it doesn't matter what the economy is doing, good or bad, you're going to pay for it. That was my understanding of the care business. That was the reason why I went into it. Of course, I wanted to do good, but I wanted to make money as well. So I thought it would be a good money-making opportunity. And I probably went into it for the wrong reasons, in all honesty. I went into it because I had a bit of an ego. I wanted to build a business that employed a lot of people, created a lot of opportunity, and care is that kind of business. But it's not the best reason to go into a business. Ego should never be a reason you want to build a business. You should build a business because you have a plan in mind and you have a need or a want to do something better than anybody else. And I just wanted to build a business that had a lot of people involved, so I could sit there and say, hey, look at me, look how successful I am, I'm the man, kind of thing. And for a while, I guess, it did serve that purpose. I built a business with 120 employees that was turning over a couple of million, and I thought on the outside I was that man, the man who created a lot of wealth for people and myself. But what I didn't realize was that company was failing, and I hadn't realized it. I hadn't realized it until it was almost too late. And the reason why it was failing, and this is my massive mistake that I want you to take away, I was not marketing the business. I was relying solely on the local authority giving me work. Of course, they give me work. They give me lots of work. But I put my company in a really dangerous position because my margins were being squeezed constantly, and this is why the company was in trouble. The rate I was getting wasn't going up, but all of my costs was going up. Now, if I'd been marketing that business correctly, and if I'd been taking on private paying work, I would have been okay. Because even though my local authority contract wasn't producing the profit I needed, it gotten me to a level where I was breaking even, and my private work, if I'd had any, would have been very profitable. Because when you're at that break even, every penny you bring in after that is kind of in your pocket. So that's the position I was in. I was in a position where I was breaking even. I was making a profit, but my margins was being squeezed, and I wasn't taking on the right kind of work. And the right kind of work is always the private work. In the businesses I coach now, we don't even go after the local authority work. We go after private paying clients because they pay so much more. They're actually less demanding than the local authority clients, because they're paying for a service. Let's say they're paying for an hour, they want their hour and they're happy after that. With the local authority contracts, they will pay you for an hour, but they'll give you so much work to do within the hour, it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible to run it at a profit. And then, you know what happens? They don't want to pay you for that hour. They put your invoices on hold for 90 days. Or they want to screw you for the time you're doing. They want to see all your timesheets. They want to see you logging in, you're logging out, and they query this and query that to try to get you to reduce the amount you're charging. It puts a lot of strain on your business. And this is the mistake I made. I let them take control of my business because I wasn't marketing. So they had leverage over me. They knew I didn't have the private paying clients. They knew I was relying solely on them to give me work. What did they do? They squeezed me, and they kept squeezing me and squeezing me and squeezing me until I absolutely hated the business. I absolutely hated going in. I just couldn't enjoy it anymore. I was just trying to do so much to keep everyone happy, spinning so many plates. It just became a business that made me feel sick. Absolutely made me feel sick. I had too many employees, I had too many clients, I never had enough time to do the work I wanted to do. I couldn't really make a difference to people's lives. My margins was being squeezed, I wasn't making any money. I was running around like a busy fool 7 days a week, trying to keep everything together and burning myself out, running myself into the ground. I didn't know whether I was coming or going. The home care businesses I create now, they're so different from what I had in the past. I can do 500 hours within a home care business a week and make a lot more money than when I was doing 2,000 hours a week. A lot more money for a lot less hassle. And this is the kind of business I want you to have as well. It's okay having the the local authority work, but you got to have the private work as well. You got to have that healthy balance if you really want to have local authority work. My advice, don't take any of it, to be honest with you. Don't let them have any control over your business. Have private work only and be in complete control. It's a much happier environment. How do you do that? How do you switch from local authority to private or have a healthy mix? Well, it's marketing. If no one knows you exist, if no one knows what you stand for, what your values are, how you help people within your community, they're not going to be phoning you. They're not going to be calling you, asking you to help mum or dad, or themselves if they're the client. You're just not going to get that call. I never had those calls because no one knew I existed because I never put myself out there. I didn't think I needed to. And one of my reasons for justifying that was marketing back then was so expensive. And I kind of was right. And if you're not marketing, maybe you're thinking the same. It's just too expensive. How can I justify spending a couple of grand a month and getting a few hours care here and there? I get it. It doesn't add up. But it's not like that anymore. Trust me. I can help you market and win clients for pretty much zero ad spend. Zero ad spend. I work with my home care providers typically over 90 days, and I get them to redesign their business over that 90 days and come up with a marketing plan where they can start attracting buyers into their ecosystem or clients into their ecosystem for zero ad spend. During the 90 days, I can build websites for people, funnels that convert to leads. Doesn't cost you any extra money. And I can build all of this into a system, into a little ecosystem of marketing for you that once you've left me after those 90 days, you can keep for just £50 a month. And you can keep the website, you can keep the funnel, and you can keep it producing you leads and using the portal to bring in clients week after week with spending no money, literally no money, or 50 quid. Let's just say 50 quid a month to rent the license from me. It's cheap as chips, and you can get live-in packages from that. very, very profitable living care packages. You get private paying clients, the best clients to deal with. And it's a simple system. 20 minutes a day will give you as many leads as you want. And I show you how to do it. How great is that? I show you how to do it. I wish I had this when I started out. It would have saved me so much time, effort and energy and worry and stress. It really would have. There's no excuse now. These home care businesses, in the past, they was hard to market, but they're not now. The biggest mistake I made was not marketing. Don't make this mistake as well. If you're relying on the local authority, if you're relying on word of mouth, if you're relying on people just stumbling across you, it's not going to happen. You need a plan. You need to have a plan that will get you out there and get these people coming in through the door or calling you day in, day out, wanting you to look after them. And that's what I will help you do. I help you formulate that plan. I start off by working out where you are now, where you want to be in a year's time. And then I break that down into 90-day goals. We highlight all your high value tasks, all the things you can do over the next 90 days to take your business from stressed out to calm, happy and fun. And we load up your plan with high value tasks. And then I show you how to use the portal to create the content you need to create to get eyeballs on you. My team will then help you build a website if you don't have one, or build a funnel that will generate leads. And even better than that, within my portal, there's a CRM system and a chatbot system, and we link that to your website. We link it to your funnel. So when leads come in, they go into your CRM. So if you don't convert them, you can keep producing content that will attract them, emails that will attract them. If you don't have time to answer your inquiries over the website, you can use the chatbot to chat with your clients. There's so much you can do within this system, honestly. Just check it out. Just give me a comment below or send me a message, whatever it is, phone me, and I'll jump on a call with you and I'll demonstrate it to you so you can see how easy it is to use and how you can quickly start transferring your client base to a private paying client base. Because trust me, when you do that, you're going to have a home care business that you really like, you really enjoy. It's going to be fun again. You're going to have less staff. You will have less staff. You won't need as many staff because you won't need as many clients. And you might think, oh, what about my current staff? Well, there's plenty of other opportunities out there for people these days. You keep your best staff, the ones that give you no headaches, no hassle. You have better clients, you have a better run business, you have better business plans, better marketing. Everything becomes great when you let me help you.